What's going on, guys? My name is Josh, and together we are going through the Montana CDL Manual for 2016. This is part number 18. Don't forget to check down there in my pants for links to this CDL Manual online in PDF form, and also a website. Hi, Maggie.
Hi.
That's the girlfriend. And also, you might hear the pug in the background. Sorry about that in advance. Sorry about it. Also, there's going to be a link to a website where you can take practice tests. There's also going to be a link to a YouTube video with Ruby, a Wil-Trans inspector, who goes through the pre-trip inspection for us. It's a really good video. I recommend it. There's also going to be links to Allie Knight, Ellie O'Dare, and the Crafty trucker, Heather and Jason, because they're all amazing and you should probably know about them. If you don't already. I don't know how you know about me, but not them. But if you don't know about them, you're doing it wrong, so fix it. Moving on. We're on page... I love the little giggle in the background. Okay. So, this has been 18 videos now. If you don't know it now, you ain't never going to know it. But what we're basically doing is, I was bored as crap reading this manual alone. Maggie told me to make videos, so I did, and it's at least keeping me awake as I'm studying. I'm hoping it's helping you. It's helping me, so I appreciate it. We are on Section 2, Driving Safely. We've been on Section 2 for a minute, y'all. Oh, crap, I forgot to hit the button. I forgot to hit the button that tells me how long, because I can only record 30 minutes at a time. So, we are on page 2-38, 2.2, Accident Procedures. When you're in an accident and not seriously hurt, you need to act to prevent further damage or injury. The basic steps to be taken at any accident are to protect the area, notify authorities, and care for the injured. 2.20.1, Protect the area. The first thing to do at an accident scene is to keep another accident from happening in the same spot. To protect the accident area, if your vehicle is involved in the accident, try to get it to the side of the road. This will help prevent another accident and allow traffic to move. If you're stopping to help park away from the accident, the area immediately around the accident will be needed for emergency vehicles. Put on your flashers. Set out reflective triangles to warn other traffic. Make sure other drivers can see them in time to avoid the accident. 2.20.2, Notify authorities. If you have a cell phone or CB, call for assistance before you get out of your vehicle. If not, wait until after the accident scene has been properly protected, then phone or send someone to phone the police. Try to determine where you are so you can give the exact location. 2.20.3, Care for the injured. If a qualified person is at the accident and helping the injured, stay out of their way, unless they ask you to assist. Otherwise, do the best you can to help any injured parties. Here are some simple steps to follow in giving assistance. Don't move a severely injured person unless the danger of fire or passing traffic makes it a necessity. Stop heavy bleeding by applying direct pressure to the wound. Keep the injured person warm. 2.21 Fires. Truck fires can cause damage and injury. Learn the causes of fires and how to prevent them. Know what to do to extinguish fires. 2.21.1 Causes of fires. The following are some causes of vehicle fires. After accidents. Spilled fuel, improper use of flares.
What's wrong in here?
We're going over causes of fires. And it says, after accidents, spilled fuel, or improper use of flares.
Yeah.
You mean to tell me you made it through an accident alive, and now you're going to die because you set off a flare in the wrong way?
Or next to the spill.
I didn't even think of that. That's terrible. Okay, tires. Underinflated tires and duals that touch. Electrical system. Short circuits due to damaged insulation or loose connections. Fuel. Driver smoking, improper fueling, loose fuel connections. Cargo. Flammable cargo, improperly sealed or loaded cargo, poor ventilation. 2.21.2 Fire prevention. Pay attention to the following. Vehicle inspection. Make a complete inspection of the electrical, fuel, and exhaust systems, tires, and cargo. Be sure to check that the fire extinguisher is charged. En route inspection. Check the tires, wheels, and truck body for signs of heat whenever you stop during a trip. Follow safe procedures. Follow correct safety... What? Oh, follow correct safety procedures for fueling the vehicle, using brakes, handling flares, and other activities that can cause a fire. Monitoring. Check the instruments and gauges often for signs of overheating and use the mirrors to look for signs of smoke from tires or the vehicle. Caution. Use normal caution in handling anything flammable. 2.21.3 Firefighting. Knowing how to fight fires is important. Drivers who didn't know what to do have made fires worse. Know how the fire extinguisher works. Study the instructions printed on the extinguisher before you need it. And you know, if you have a porta potty in your truck, you could always read the instructions on the fire extinguisher while you're pooping. No? Just me? Okay. Here are some procedures to follow in case of fire. Pull off the road. The first step is to get the vehicle off the road and stop. In doing so, park in an open area away from buildings, trees, brush, other vehicles, or anything that might catch fire. Don't pull into a service station because those are full of gas. Notify emergency services of your problem and your location. Keep the fire from spreading. Before trying to put out the fire, make sure that it doesn't spread any further. With an engine fire, turn off the engine as soon as you can. Don't open the hood if you can avoid it. Shoot foam through louvers, radiator, or from the vehicle's underside. For a cargo fire in a van or box trailer, keep the doors shut, especially if your cargo contains hazmats. Opening the van doors will supply the fire with oxygen and can cause it to burn very fast. Extinguish the fire. Here are some rules to follow in putting out a fire. When using the extinguisher, stay as far away from the fire as possible. Aim at the source or the base of the fire, not up in the flames. Use the right fire extinguishers. Figures 2.20 and 2.21 detail the type of fire extinguisher to use by class of fire. The BC type fire extinguisher is designed to work on electrical fires and burning liquids. The ABC type is designed to work on burning wood, paper, and cloth as well. Water can be used on wood, paper, or cloth, but don't use water on an electrical fire. You might get shocked. Or a gasoline fire, because it's going to spread the flames. A burning tire must be cooled. Lots of water may be required. If you're not sure what to use, especially on a hazmat fire, wait for firefighters. Position yourself upwind. Let the wind carry the extinguisher to the fire. Continue until whatever was burning has been cooled. Absence of smoke or flame does not mean the fire can't restart. So here are these. Let's see. Okay, there. You can see that. And then that. If you pause it, you should be able to examine this. Okay. Okay. Subsections 2.20 and 2.21 test your knowledge. Page 2-40. Number 1. What are some things to do in an accident scene to prevent another accident? Put out your... okay. Pull off to the side, if you can. Put out your flares or your reflective triangles or whatever properly, and then call the authorities, I think. Yeah, I was right. Oh, and also use your flashers. Name 2 causes of tire fires. Heat, like if you're driving like in the desert, or I would say rubbing of dual tires. Causes of fire. Causes of tires. Underinflated tires and duals that touch. Okay, so I was wrong on one point, but I thought it could, but underinflated tires. What?
I thought it could, but
I guess not. I was wrong. Number 3, what kinds of fires is a BC extinguisher not good for? Wood or paper or cloth. But an ABC extinguisher is good for that. Number 4, when using your extinguisher, should you get as close as possible to the fire? No. You do want to get upwind and let the wind carry the extinguisher to the fire and aim at the base of it. Name some causes of vehicle fires. Number 5. Anything to do with fuel. Improper ventilation of your cargo or hazmat cargo. Underinflated or rubbing dual tires. Engine overheating. Potentially not doing your pre-trip properly, because all of these things you can kind of see possibly, like if your fuel lines aren't connected properly, or if your exhaust lines are messed up, anything like that. Causes of fire. Causes of vehicle fires. After accidents, spilled fuel, improper use of flares. That baffles me. That's awful. Tires, electrical system, fuel, cargo. So I did get most of those. Alright. We're at 10:43. We still got time to talk. So we're on page 2-40, section 2.22. Alcohol, other drugs, and driving. Okay. Let's get it.
yes.
No, this sounded excited about these. No, we're not. We're not going to do those
You're
things.
not excited?
At this point, my brain is turning to mush.
Well, yeah, you've been doing this for 2.5 hours straight.
Thank goodness you guys are here. Because without that, it would just be me, her, and the pug. And he's crazy. I mean, I'd be good with her, but he's crazy. He's always got something to say. He's always judging me. I get tired of his noise. Okay. 2.22.1, alcohol and driving. Drinking alcohol and then driving is very dangerous and a serious problem. People who drink alcohol are involved in traffic accidents resulting in over 20,000 deaths every year. Alcohol impairs muscle coordination, reaction time, and depth perception and night vision. It also affects the part of the brain that controls judgment and inhibition. For some people, one drink is all it takes to show signs of impairment. How alcohol works. Alcohol goes directly into the bloodstream and is carried to the brain. After passing through the brain, a small percentage is removed in urine, perspiration, and by breathing, while the rest is carried to the liver. The liver can only process 1/3 an ounce of alcohol per hour, which is considerably less than the alcohol in a standard drink. This is a fixed rate, so only time, not black coffee or a cold shower, will sober you up. If you have drinks faster than your body can get rid of them, you will have more alcohol in your body and your driving will be more affected. The blood alcohol concentration commonly measures the amount of alcohol in your body. See figure 2.22. If you're driving a CMV and you have any alcohol in your system, they can put you out of service for 24 hours. If you have over 0.4, I forget. You get the point. Don't drink. There is the... It's a very long figure. Okay. Alright, now we're on page 2-41. All of the following drinks contain the same amount of alcohol. A 12-ounce glass of 5% beer, a 5-ounce glass of 12% wine, a 1.5-ounce shot of 80 proof liquor. What determines blood alcohol concentration? BAC is determined by the amount of alcohol you drink. More alcohol means a higher BAC. How fast you drink Faster drinking means higher BAC, and your weight. A small person doesn't have to drink as much to reach the same BAC. Alcohol in the brain. Alcohol affects more and more of the brain as BAC builds up. The first part of the brain affected controls judgment and self-control. One of the bad things about this is it can keep drinkers from knowing they are getting drunk. And, of course, good judgment and self-control are absolutely necessary for safe driving. As BAC continues to build up, muscle control, vision, and coordination are affected more and more. Effects on driving may include straddling lanes, quick jerky starts, not signaling, failure to use lights, running stop signs and red lights, improper passing. See figure dash 2.23. It's not. Excuse me. Can you focus? Thank you. Thank you. There we go. Stop. No. There we go. Okay. Whew. These effects mean increased chances of a crash and chances of losing your driver's license. Accident statistics show that the chance of a crash is much greater for drivers who have been drinking than for drivers who have not. How alcohol affects driving. All drivers are affected by drinking alcohol. Alcohol affects judgment, vision, coordination, and reaction time. It causes serious driving errors such as increased reaction time to hazards, driving too fast or too slow, driving in the wrong lane, running over the curb, and weaving. Okay, 2.22.2, other drugs. Besides alcohol, other legal and illegal drugs are being used more often. Law prohibits possession or use of many drugs while on duty. They prohibit being under the influence of any controlled substance, amphetamines, including pet pills, uppers, and bennies, narcotics, or any other substance which can make the driver unsafe. This could include a variety of prescription and over-the-counter drugs, cold medications, which may make the driver drowsy or otherwise affect safe driving ability. However, possession and use of a drug given to a driver by a doctor is permitted if the doctor informs the driver that it will not affect safe driving ability. I am not cool enough to know about any of those nicknames for drugs.
I know a lot of drivers used to use coke. Because it keeps you up if you're driving. I read about it online.
Page 2-42. Pay attention to warning labels for legitimate drugs and medicines, and to doctor's orders regarding possible effects. Stay away from illegal drugs. Don't use any drug that hides fatigue. The only cure for fatigue is rest. Alcohol can make the effects of other drugs much worse. The safest rule is don't mix drugs with driving at all. Use of drugs can lead to traffic accidents resulting in death, injury, and property damage. Furthermore, it can lead to arrest, fines, and jail sentences. It can also mean the end of a person's driving career. 2.22.3 Illness. Once in a while, you may become so ill that you cannot operate a motor vehicle safely. If this happens to you, you must not drive. However, in case of an emergency, you may drive to the nearest place where you can safely stop. 2.23 Hazardous material rules for all commercial drivers. This, I don't know if this is going to apply to me or not. I don't know if my company is going to require a hazmat. So we're going to go through this.
They don't.
How do you know?
Because it's on their website.
Oh.
But you still have to know it for the test.
Damn it. All drivers should know something about hazardous materials. You must be able to recognize hazardous cargo, and you must know whether or not you can haul it without having a hazmat endorsement on your CDL license. 2.23.1 What are hazmats? Hazardous materials are products that pose a risk to health, safety, and property during transportation. See figure 2.24. I don't know if y'all can see that. Yeah. So there's basically classes of hazmat, and the class name and an example of what they are. Okay. 2.23.2, why are there rules? There are always rules. You must follow the many rules about transporting hazmats. The intent of the rules is to contain the product, communicate the risk, and ensure safe drivers and equipment. To contain the product, many hazardous products can injure or kill on contact. To protect drivers and others from contact, the rules tell shippers how to package safely. Similar rules tell drivers how to load, transport, and unload bulk tanks. These are containment rules. To communicate the risk, the shipper uses a shipping paper and diamond-shaped hazard label to warn dock workers and drivers of the risk. After an accident or hazmat spill or leak, you may be injured and unable to communicate the hazards of the materials you are transporting. Firefighters and police can prevent or reduce the amount of damage or injury at the scene if they know what hazmats are being transported. Your life and the lives of others may depend on quickly locating the hazmat shipping papers. For that reason, you must identify shipping papers related to hazmat or keep them on top of other shipping papers. You must also keep shipping papers in a pouch on the driver's door or in clear view within reach while driving or on the driver's seat when out of the vehicle. 2.23.3 List of regulated products. Placards are used to warn others of hazmats. Placards are signs put on the outside of a vehicle that identify the hazard class of the cargo. A placarded vehicle must have at least 4 identical placards. They are put on the front, rear, and both sides. Placards must be readable from all 4 directions. They must be at least 10 3/4 of an inch square, turned upright on a point in a diamond shape. Cargo tanks and other bulk packaging display the identification number of their contents on placards or orange panels. Identification numbers are a 4-digit code used by first responders to identify hazmats. An identification number may be used to identify more than one chemical on shipping papers. The identification number will be preceded by the letters NA or UN. The U.S. DOT Emergency Response Guidebook lists the chemicals and the identification numbers assigned to them. Not all vehicles carrying hazardous materials need to have placards. The rules about placards are given in Section 9 of this manual. You can drive a vehicle that carries hazmats if it does not require placards. If it requires placards, you cannot drive it unless your driver license has the hazmat endorsements. See Figures 2.25. I really hope that I'm saying placards right.
Placards.
Placards? There. How dare you? We're on page 2-43 now. The rules require all drivers of placarded vehicles to learn how to safely load and transport hazardous products. They must have a commercial driver license with the hazmat's endorsement. To get the required endorsements, you must pass a written test on material found in Section 9 of this manual. A tank endorsement is required for any commercial vehicle that is designed to transport any liquid or gaseous materials in a tank or tanks having an individual rated capacity of more than 119 gallons and an aggregate capacity of 1,000 gallons or more that is either permanently or temporarily attached to the vehicle or chassis. The liquid or gas does not have to be a hazmat. Drivers who need the hazardous materials endorsements must learn the placard rules. If you do not know if your vehicle needs placards, ask your employer. Never drive a vehicle needing placards unless you have the hazmat endorsement. To do so is a crime. When stopped, you will be cited and you will not be allowed to drive your truck. It will cost you time and money. A failure to placard when needed may risk your life and others if you have an accident. Emergency help will not know of your hazardous cargo. Hazmat drivers must also know which products they can load together and which they cannot. These rules are also in Section 9. Before loading a truck with more than one type of product, you must know if it is safe to load them together. If you do not know, ask your employer and consult the regulations. Subsections 2.22 and 2.23 test your knowledge, but I don't want to. We're going to. Number 1, common medications for colds can make you sleepy. True or false? True. I can get sleepy looking at a cold medication box for too long. Number 2, coffee and a little fresh air will help a drinker sober up. True or false?
False.
No. Only time will help you sober up. Time and your liver, apparently.
What?
Your liver can only process 1/3 of an ounce of alcohol
I
per...
know, I heard that, but...
So your liver needs time.
Right.
I thought the liver should get a shout out for doing all that processing of alcohol. No? Okay. Number 3. What is a hazardous materials placard? It's basically, I think it's 10 3/4 of an inch. And it's, you put it like in a diamond shape. And it has an identification number. And it tells everyone what type of hazardous material is being transported. But I'm going to check that. Placards are used to warn others of hazmats. Are signs put in the outside of a vehicle that identify the hazard class of the cargo. 10 3/4 inches square, turned upright on a point in a diamond shape. Yeah, I was right. Okay. Why are placards used? So that people know what type of hazardous junk you've got. No? She's listening to something.
What? What'd you say? You have a question?
No. Yeah, it's basically to communicate what you're traveling with. Okay, so that's the end of 2-32 wait, what? That's the end of 2-43. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to end this video because this, now we're starting an entire new section. Section 3. So excited! Section 3! Yas, queen! Okay, so we're going to come back. We don't have any questions for this video, part 18. But we are going to come back for part 19 in a couple of minutes. And we're going to start on page 3-1 for section 3. And it looks like we're getting into some stuff. So we're going to go ahead and take a break for a few minutes and then we'll come back. I want to thank you for watching and we'll see you in the next video.